Oh, boy.
Uncle Merle time.
Oh, I don't know if you guys could tell by the title of the intro music. But it's going to be a different episode.
We rolling on to something else. Remember this song, guys? Remember this one, guys?
I think everybody remembers it. Even that guy that yelled it out in the middle of the show.
Oh, man. They're rolling on, brother. Ambi.
But Bye-Bye.
Remember?
It's a band, too.
We love them, too, or whatever.
So fucking lame, man. It's like one of the lamest moves ever for someone to just randomly yell some shit out, like an instruction to the band or something like that.
I don't like that, man. Bands have sets.
You're not a fan of that, right?
I am super not a fan of that, man.
Yeah.
I find that crazy. Like, they're going to do what they're going to do, and you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be tight, you know? Or maybe you won't. Maybe you'll be like, oh, man, I wish I would have heard that song. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yelling out your favorite track or whatever.
You think that's going to help?
I don't think. I find it corny.
I don't think it's going to help.
I do not think it's going to help. No.
I don't think it encourages the band, doesn't move the show along.
Like, oh, that one? Cool.
If I'm more of a type of person, I hate being told what to do, and I feel like most artists are the kind of people.
We're not playing that anymore.
They don't like. I feel, if anything, you're pushing them in that direction. They're pushing them in the direction that they're not going to want to play that song anymore. It's off the table. Seats off the table. Ooh.
Get rolling on somewhere else.
You roll on somewhere else.
So, guys, as you can, I think you're picking up the vibe here.
Pick up and throw it down. Oh, shout out to the dogs barking in the background.
Barking in the back.
I'm going to throw them on the couch. I swear to God. Don't start.
Toss them on
Hold on. I'm going to do it right now. And we're back. That's the magic of editing.
All right.
It's just really fast.
It was just easy as that. That was
Gotta
crazy.
put the dogs away because they bark too much. I want them to be a part of the show, but they're in a bad way a part of the show.
They want to host.
They want to host, and look, there's only 2 hosts, by the way.
Damn it.
Us,
the boys.
Oh, yeah, we forgot that little intro. By the way, welcome to the GizzVerse podcast.
Hey, everybody.
If you guys haven't listened to this before, maybe you're a new guy, maybe a new gal.
Hey, new gal.
Let's do a little intro. This is the GizzVerse podcast, a podcast dedicated to what? The GizzVerse, the whole fucking universe that King Gizzard created.
Holy Grail.
The greatest band, possibly of all time, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. They created this little universe, and now the fans, you guys, of course, and a little bit of, us, them. It's like this whole kind of it's like the MCU. It's like Endgames kind of coming together. We're all like in this giant universe together of King Gizzardom in this thing. That's what this podcast is all about. What's up? My name's Tommy O'Neill.
I am Brian Cintron.
Yeah. Welcome to it.
And we're going to do something a little different.
This is different.
A little different and focus on something still very relevant in the GizzVerse.
I would say so.
Avid member of the flightless community that we love ever so much.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to the boys.
They're thriving, Daddy. They're thriving.
Man.
Touring, doing it, dropping albums, making moves.
This is I think most fans' favorite side piece, I would say.
Oh, really?
I would say, yes.
Certainly mine.
Certainly yours?
Certainly mine.
I was going to ask you that.
At the
I was
top.
going to ask you that.
Top and the bottom, baby.
Top and the bottom. Uncle Merle, the Murlocs. That's what we're focusing on today. It's going down.
It's going down for real.
Tight. Okay, off the bat, that's your favorite side piece.
I would
I
definitely.
didn't even call them a side piece. I know it's such a casual term.
But it is noted that King Gizzard is made of multiple bands, and this is one of the bands that is in them.
Yes.
And this part of the band, I'm going to say, is the most prominent side of the band that you feel in it, where you're like, holy shit, was that made by the Murlocs? Because it sounds so...
That sounds Gizzy, or that sounds Uncle Merle.
Does. I don't hear a lot of songs, and I'm like, ooh, that sounds like 100% like Popeye. And there's only actually a few tracks that I can go down and say that that's a heavily cookied influence song. Yeah, a heavily cookied song.
That song has a sweet tooth.
Whereas you can come in and say, damn, that's a Joey song. Damn, that's a Stu song. Damn, that's an Ambrose song. Those are like really the prime guys, I would say, in the feelings. You get a cookie every once in a while.
Oh, yeah. And boy.
Call me out if I'm wrong here. I don't want to just be speaking godness.
Bro, when I hear a little pipe dream or something like that, man, whenever a little cookie taste comes through.
Yeah, sure.
Float along, and it's throwing...
that's your favorite side piece.
Popping my step.
If I'm not mistaken, if I can speak for you while you're sitting in front of me.
Yes. It is. Now, the only issue I have claiming that I prefer Popeye over the Murlocs is that material-wise, there's just not a lot of it. You know? So if we're talking volume-wise, it's like it's almost not fair to say, oh yeah, man, I like, you know what I mean? So
Well, I think this is a question that we need to throw into the GizzVerse. So if you guys have an opinion on this, what is your favorite side piece? Who's your favorite, like, heavy, when you're listening to Giz, what's your, when it pops on, you know, it's like, because Billabong, you know, when that shit kicks on,
baby.
it's like, oh my God, it's my favorite Murlocs song ever made, ever. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's such a good, it's so, anyways.
Billabong's your favorite Murloc song.
What's you guys' favorite side piece to King Gizzard, if you want to call it that?
You know what?
If we are going to call that
let's not even
phrase.
call it that. What's your favorite flightless representative then?
Okay.
You know,
okay.
maybe aside from King Gizzard, maybe not aside from King Gizzard.
I feel like that's a different question. I like both of the questions. Can we have two questions then? So maybe give us what's your favorite side piece of King Gizzard, and then also, you know, give us who's your favorite side piece of Flightless. Other than King Gizzard, who are you enjoying on Flightless? Let's get a little communication going on between us, so that way we can maybe set up some future podcasts that you guys might want to check out and hear.
Sure.
That'll help us both on all ends, right?
And also, while we're on that little, you know, shouting out love to Flightless, just announced from King Gizzard, I think it was yesterday, that Orb and Stonefield will be joining them on their U.S. tour. That's very cool. I was wondering what was going to be the case there. So
yeah. Before we get, I want to get into this topic, but before we get into that, guys, if you're listening this far, cool. Thank you for doing that. Make sure you guys subscribe and like the episode, comment on the episode. It helps with the algorithm, and it also, you know, lets us know you guys dig what's going on.
It helps with our feelings also, which
helps
you know.
out. Oh, helps Brian out feeling wise,
you know,
too.
like I get sad sometimes, guys.
He looks at the likes a lot more than you think he looks at the likes.
Oh man, and then I listen to Uncle Merle, and I feel a little better.
Feels a little better.
Sometimes I go through loopholes of emotions. You get it? See what I did there?
I'm saying?
Fans?
We appreciate a lot. It looks like a lot of YouTube love's coming along, so we are definitely going to be throwing more stuff on YouTube. I didn't know that was a thing as much. My apologies. I've been slacking. I'll throw all the episodes that we have onto YouTube. I've been slowly doing it and not realizing that it's a good thing. We now are on not only SoundCloud, iTunes, you just said it, Spotify as well, and YouTube. We're almost
the beginning.
Anywhere that I can think of. If you guys have another channel that you mess with, a weird offset one, holla at your boy. I'll try to get it on there. Should be easy peasy. So if you're on those, you're listening to those right now, like, subscribe. That way it lets us know which one you're listening to. Helps us out in the long game.
Get Gizzy with it.
Back to Orb and Stonefield opening up for King Gizzy on this epic tour coming up.
Awesome little addition, I would say, right?
Yeah, I'm excited, and I'm not ashamed to say that we've talked about both of them opening up for them in past podcasts. We've actually mentioned
stuff that we've mentioned. Absolutely.
So if you've heard that in the podcast, you might be bored here because we're gonna rehash it right now.
My only tidbit, and it's just a tidbit.
I have a tidbit too, so I'm glad you have a tidbit.
Okay, cool.
Yes, tidbit me.
About that, I like them both. I've seen them both. I really wanted to see baked beans.
Way more of Stonefield, right?
Yeah, for real. Got a taste of Stone. Then again, I've seen Orb twice. So I mean, I've
seen Orb once.
That's in Washington, which was a. Listen, guys. This is the GizzVerse podcast, and we deserve you guys deserve to get the honest truth from us.
Oh,
okay?
dude, we don't fuck around, man.
We're not. Oh yeah, everything is great. If it's Flightless, we love it. It's all perfect, and that's it.
When you listen to our album reviews, I don't know if you guys have noticed the pattern, but we give you what we like up front and what we don't like at the back. All right,
have to. We keep it somewhat real.
We try to full circle this beast. We are full fans, but
even when we super love something,
we still maybe not a critique, but just something that we personally didn't enjoy about it. That way we get a full perspective. We're not those pitchfork douche. I almost said a bad word. We're not those pitchfork douchebags over there making up nonsense and gobbledygook. Trash.
Talking trash.
Nonsense.
All right.
Which I think we need to address this episode as well. Is this a Murlocs episode or is this just a fucking King Gizzard episode?
We don't know what's going on anymore, man.
What's going on.
I don't know if you remember, guys, but in the GizzVerse podcast, there is no rules. I don't know if that was, if we remember that or not, but so seeing Orb, going back to my point, in Washington,
I've seen Stonefield 3 times.
3 times now. Wow, it's crazy.
Is it 2 times or 3 times?
I think
2.
I think it was 2.
Okay, so you've seen him even amount. I've seen. Okay,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Orb, lackluster performance. Seeing them in Washington.
I've heard this story.
To be real, and I'm coming in.
I've never heard you shaken from that.
Yeah, I haven't. No, and that's from Birth, their first album, which I really enjoyed. I thought was really solid.
Yeah,
I
thought you were saying that you hated them from Birth, which is
from Birth. Didn't like
understand. I had to listen to the full sentence. Sorry, I'm there.
I dug the album, and it was just it was a little boring.
Yeah,
I hate to say it. It was fun seeing though, like as they're playing this venue in Washington. Don't recall what it's called. Washington D.C. The green room, I guess, is above the stage. It's like an upstairs thing.
Yeah.
And the whole time, this little balcony. First time I've seen King Gizzard, you just see Stu watching the show, which is kind of not purposely ominous, but he just kind of like jamming to Orb and stuff. And jamming. And the crowd obviously saw him, so it just hyped everybody up. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, it was a really quiet crowd. So I was during Orb, so I was like, man, is this just the crowd? Is it gonna be a lame show? Everything's gonna be boring.
Right.
Then Gizzy came out and laid a hammer down. Dude.
Yeah.
Hammer.
And this is back when they were also playing some heavier shit too, man. Like I don't mean that
rocking
disrespectfully, but they were playing their hits.
There was some mind fuzziness, man.
Nanagan.
It was jamming. Infinity. Great time. So, that being said, I very much look forward to seeing an Orb Redemption tour. I want that shit to be banging.
Redemption tour. That's all Orb ever needs.
That's it, man. That's
Redemption tour.
Their albums have been great. The last couple albums have been really good.
I think Orb is going to have to open up for Stonefield because they don't want to follow those girls.
Stonefield are some rockers, man. Those girls shred. I mean,
they gonna come out and they gonna do some damage on that stage.
They sound real nice, man. That is a clean, tight band.
Oh yeah, man. And they're practiced.
Yes,
over and over and over.
Sisters, you know what I mean?
They feel each other on a telepathic way.
For real.
They're on a wavelength, man. They've been playing together for a long time.
Yes, and it shows in a great way. It's very cool.
You completed my sentence. Just like my heart.
You see, man? We get this, man.
Oh, yeah.
Through tetrachromacy, man. We got this connection, all right?
Tetrachromacy.
We see colors, bro.
Okay. Now that we talked about that.
We got that out of the way.
Okay.
We're not going to go into the GizzVerse and not mention a little something about
we need to talk about what's going on.
We got to update. It changes every day. King Gizzard's got something new going on every single day, it feels like.
It's true. It's true. And they do. Dropping albums, dropping tours. Stu feels like they're inactive.
Yeah, psych.
Yeah,
man.
Okay.
We don't know anything about that.
Like, subscribe.
To go into the Murlocs, in case anybody doesn't know, let's get this out of the way real quick. I feel like if you're listening to this, you probably do, but
yeah,
Murlocs is a band fronted by Ambrose Kenny-Smith, who is the harmonica player from King Gizzard. I don't know if that's like...
And he started that. He also plays keyboards.
Yes,
so
for sure.
He's their keyboard player, I would say.
Sometimes vocalist as well,
and
crushing it.
Even when they write the songs, he might not be the writer of the keyboard part, but he's the one that plays it generally speaking.
He's shaking maracas up there and stuff. He's
generally speaking.
Love him.
Yes.
Cook Dog, Cookie's in there, of course, as well. Correct. Cook playing guitar.
Cook me some cookies.
The drummer's also in Baked Beans, which, back to one of my points, I was hoping Baked Beans would tour with King Gizzard to go back into that, but anyways.
Ooh.
Next tour.
I got some in the fridge.
Ooh, prove it, brother.
Hey.
So that's the Murlocs. Now, their first joint came out in 2012.
Yeah.
Which is, that's when King Gizzard was rocking, you know? So it's not like, when we say things like side piece.
It's not a side piece. So the way that King Gizzard was formed was through a foundation of a bunch of bands that were kind of going on in Australia at the time, and there were kids, and they were like, man, let's start jamming with each other. So they took
You're good. I'm really good. You're good too, bro.
Right. They took, I don't want to say the best parts, but they took
the all-stars.
The all-star kind of, King Gizzard's like the all-star team of bands, and if you don't know that, it's a cool little fact that it's a formation of bands that previously existed and then turned into this epic project that was...
Because we're all one at the end of the day, you know?
That's true. It's true. Well said.
You get it.
And the Murlocs were one of those things that were going on at the time, and that's where the EP drops simultaneously with, I think, where King Gizzard is kind of popping off. I think that's where you get that correlation.
So if you listen to like the Murlocs, literally that's what it was called, the Murlocs.
Yep.
You listen to that, and that's coming out around the same time as like 12 Bar Brews and stuff. So like those are the two projects you got going on.
But
if you're like
very King Gizzardy, they dropped another EP, which I feel like we should just talk about in sequence. in the same year in 2012, TPEP.
TPEP.
So they dropped that simultaneously. So it's like they kind of just dropped an album that year, but it's good for them.
It's awesome
for them to be dropping an album with King Gizzard and then 2
Willoughby Beach and like 12 Bar Brews going on. Like
it's a lot.
Whoa.
It's a lot of music for this band, and I think that's going to be a common theme throughout this podcast for them is the amount of work that is. Obviously, on their part, I don't want to speak for them, but it feels like they have some like leftover stuff that they want to put out that maybe isn't, for King Gizzard, and it's just songs that they write that are like, this isn't a King Gizzard song. This is something else. So they put it over in this department. And that's cool that they have that much creativity because I know that King Gizzard is such a collaborative thing when they're recording. You can see it when written by and all that stuff. It's very collaborative.
Yes,
and
people playing stuff you wouldn't think they'd be playing. Like, oh, who's playing bass on that?
Some guys
album?
not in the band.
Yeah,
some guys that aren't even in the band will come in and play a part.
Or just won't even. Yeah, it's nuts.
Crazy.
So that's cool. So yeah, to incorporate all that again, like you mentioned, a common theme here in the GizzVerse podcast.
Yeah.
Is work, man. This just adds more to the allure of what Flightless represents to me. Of like that hustle, man, and so much creative juice that you need to get it out through different bands and different projects and stuff like that's
right.
pretty cool, man.
Right.
That's awesome.
It is. And it's a show and testament to how dedicated the band is to their product as well, because the product doesn't suffer based on the output of work. So sometimes you're just putting out and you're just like, I'll just throw this out there. It's like, that's not what's going on. These albums are created with genuine themes and genuine vision to them. It's not just slapped together of bullshit songs that they just didn't feel would make the cut.
We'll see, man.
They're great albums.
Yes, very enjoyable. I mean, the Murloc stuff, that like bluesy sound and just that old timey. They sound kind of like spinach. What is it? Cosmic spinach? Anyways,
how would you describe the Murlocs? Yeah, let's do that.
How would I describe them? Totally bluesy, man. Like I just said, very old timey, like the late '60s kind of jam, psych stuff, for sure. But such a wholesome old timey sound. I like their jam a lot.
Yeah.
But sometimes they'll take that, and because some of it sounds almost like, I don't say country or folky, but you know what I mean. It sounds, I don't know, something like that. But then they'll have some songs that are just like sound like rockers, like punk rockers. Yeah. I mean, I've said a time or two, probably Oblivion's like my favorite song from them. And it's just fun. It's just a good time. It gets me going.
It's a good one.
So they have a lot of those too. So I think they're pretty deep. And describing the Murlocs, I think of a lot with them is skateboarding. Because I know Ambrose was like a kind of semi-pro skater in Australia.
Right.
And so particularly Oblivion sound like songs that would fit so well into
skateboarding
skate videos.
Yeah.
100%, yeah. So I do correlate them with that, and it kind of makes sense why I would, So they do have a soft little spot in my heart.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, that is good.
So album-wise, from the Murlocs, do you have a go-to?
Yeah, of course. Young Blindness is the go-to for me. I think everybody had some favies on that guy. Seeing them live, I think, brought some perspective to just how different Ambrose is with King Gizzard versus how he is with his band, and how he frontmans that shit and owns the fuck out of it. And it just brought a different perspective to a lot of songs. And after it was a great concert. It was perfect. Got there. They had a free ticket for me.
So cool.
It was all lined up right. We called ahead, told them we were the King Gizzard podcast, and they're like, okay,
no problem.
No problem. We'll have you guys set up at the front. And we're like, cool.
Done and done.
So had us all set up. It was nice. And they, outside of some kids yelling out some dumb shit, perfect show, man. It was great.
Excellent.
It was great. Yeah, I can't complain at all, man.
That was
perfect view.
A highlight.
Yeah.
That was definitely both of our first time seeing them.
Yeah. Ambrose was jumping in, killing it, dude. Everybody cooking the back. He was just jamming. I love seeing Cookie just jamming, dude. He's kicking it, dude.
Doing
kicking it, loving it.
And they're like you mentioned, Ambrose's energy up there when he's fronting the Murlocs. It's like almost scary to watch because you wonder. It's like what's going on when he's with King Gizzard. Now, not to say that he's doing it when he's with Gizzy for sure. A lot of it though makes me think like, man, maybe he's just a growing musician. He realizes, bro, this is my thing. Like, I mean, there's a lot of everybody's such a key person in King Gizzard. Everybody's such a huge personality in Gizzard. Like, we love them all. You know, like, we know all about all of them.
It's a part of it.
It's a part. So you don't have to. You don't have to be
Power Rangers or some shit.
You don't have to be the one outlandish guy in King Gizzard. You know, like, it would look weird. Stu's the front guy. He does his little like guitar things. You know, like that's as outlandish as they get. You know,
Stu's the Red Ranger. He's the easy one to
Jason.
like. He's the easy one to like for sure. But then.
Right.
If because you like the band so much, you want to pick somebody that's not the Red Ranger,
right?
Unless you're so about the Red Ranger that you could, get away with it, so to speak. So
exactly.
Like, it's that nerdy of fandom where people feel like that about the individuals.
We love these guys, man, and this was my favorite guy.
Do you think there's a time where Ambrose leaves King Gizzard to just play with the Murlocs based off of what you saw? Do you think, because there's 52 fucking weeks in a year, man.
Right.
There's not enough time.
And they milk those weeks, man. They do amazing things with those 52 weeks.
And we know that they're doing stuff. They are missing out on things that they would like to do creatively that they're not able to do because they know that, certain things are going to benefit them financially and, long-term in their careers, which is the right move to make. I'm not criticizing for them whatsoever. Just saying it more factually. It's like 52 weeks in a year, limited time on the earth. So it's like, what do you want to do? So the way that I put it in my own terms of like how I could look at it as like in my career base as a comic, like, if they're doing like when we saw the Murlocs live, they're doing like an improv type setting. It's like 300 plus people,
right?
And then when you're with King Gizzard, that's theater shit, bitch.
You're going to the Greek theater, like
arenas, theaters, that type of deal. So it's big deal money, big deal exposure, whole other thing. So. I mean, are you walking away from that eventually, or do you think the Murlocs are going to get to a level where they're doing the arenas and theaters and they don't have to be doing not have to be like it's a negative thing? Because, I mean, I think touring nationally where do we see them at?
The Terragram Ballroom.
Awesome place.
That's a perfect place to see a band like that.
Bill Burr's was gonna be there like the following week.
That's insane. Also, that's very cool.
A great place to go see something.
And we even mentioned it there. Like seeing Gizzard there would be amazing, But
unfortunately, it wouldn't happen.
Not anymore. Yeah,
because that shit would be a slaughter fest, man. Oh my god, it's so packed, man. It would be fucking nuts.
But literally a year or two ago, that was a thing. It was a thing happening.
Yeah, dude, we went to those shows.
We went to those shows and. Yes, and that's fun, and I miss them. But
the Palladium was fucking.
That's a perfect place for them.
Lit on another level, though, man. That was crazy.
They will be back there.
So, knowing how much Ambrose seems to enjoy being a front man, I don't know. Where do you possibly see the direction of this band going?
Now, with everything you mentioned, I liked everything you mentioned. I feel like that's all very valid, and I feel like it totally depends on them on what they want to do. So, for example, if they're touring the U.S. with Gizzy, they might try to tour somewhere else.
Yeah.
So it's like at some point, dude, just go where you want to go, man. If you want to take a
sabbatical.
Basically, exactly, take a funded vacation to a place you've never been. Maybe go to I don't know, like Norway or some shit. Like Flightless now has markets in a lot of places, man.
Yeah.
So that's almost like a vacation from Gizzard, if you want to look at it like that.
So do we, thanks to them. So shout out to Norway. What's
shout
up?
Out, what it do, Norway?
If you're listening to another country, make sure you comment, subscribe, like that shit. So
I'll your boys, man.
We know where you're at, man.
Seriously, nothing makes me happier than knowing where somebody's listening to us.
It's so cool. Yeah, let us know where you're listening from. That is, it is an interesting little thing because it doesn't.
It's crazy.
It doesn't show us on every platform. I think on SoundCloud it shows us, but if you listen anywhere else, it doesn't show us where you're from. So
it's a neat thing.
It is cool. It's fun. It's fun to see it. It's like, what? You guys understand? You guys are fucking awesome.
This is amazing.
Fucking cool. Anyways, let's get back to this question. Sorry, unless you got something right there.
No. Go for it.
What's your go-to album for the Murlocs?
Go-to album? I agree with you with Young Blindness.
But you got to give me a different answer.
But, and I very much will, I have been jamming on the newest one a good amount.
Yeah?
Manic Candid Episode.
I haven't because I've been jamming on the new King Giz album I'm one of those guys who can't. I've told you this so much. There's only so much music I can listen to at once.
Right.
It becomes my world for a little bit, and then I can move on to the next thing. So
right. I understand that.
Once I'm done with this guy, I'll move on. So
yes.
I've been obsessed with it. It's a good album.
Obsessed.
It's a good album. I got the digital download. I've been listening on my phone.
Oh, yeah. So you're bumping.
It's good.
I've been almost, because I have my record in my room and I haven't even opened it yet. So I've been trying to kind of stay away from it a little bit. But the Murlocs have taken.
You got my album out there.
For sure.
Don't need to wreck yours, bro.
Wreck it wide open. So I like a lot. I think consistency wise, very nice. It is quality.
Nice.
Well, we talk about critiques and critiquing things sometimes. I like Uncle Merle a lot.
Yeah,
very good. Sometimes I will say I don't love the entire album. Let's put it that way. So
what song specifically?
Do I not like or do like?
Would you not like? I think it's more interesting to say that because I feel like most of the album's good, but there's there's one song that you're talking about right now, and I was just curious to know what it was.
And to be honest, no, there is not one.
Shit!
It's so much so that I couldn't even name you what that song would be. You know what I mean? I don't know of a bad song or anything like that.
I was wrong.
You was wrong, buddy.
I was wrong.
But maybe just a little more filler or something I didn't, whatever.
Spun
Take
Gun?
my fantasy.
I'm just going to list them off and see if you... Problematic Subject?
Love it.
Withstand?
Love it.
I already know you like Manic. Spun Gun? Are you liking that one?
Yes.
You like it?
Yes.
Comfort Zone?
Love it.
Catch-22?
Yes. I like that a lot, actually.
I like that one. I like that song a lot, too. Bigger Picture?
Bigger Picture.
Live, by the way, Catch-22. Fucking lit, dude.
That was so nice.
Fucking lit, dude.
Okay. What was your highlight of the live performance? Dude. This was just a couple weeks ago, FYI, that we saw them here.
Rolling On, man. Like, I hate to be that guy, but it was just like, yes. What that guy was yelling, I wanted to, but
sure.
He was, Rolling On, bro! Play it! Like, dude,
yelling that a quarter into the set. It's like, bro,
they're closing on that.
Come on,
if you don't know that, you've never been to a concert your entire life.
You're so eager. Yeah, I've drank like 4 beers, man. Play Rolling On. It's like, bro,
that's what King Gizzard. King Gizzard's the king of, because they got closers throughout their whole deck. So like their whole set's a closer. It's fucking nuts, man. Like Nonagon doesn't come at the end. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Sometimes,
I wanted to ask him. So, dude, there's so many fucking questions.
Man.
It was lame. Oh, you're gonna ask him online? And then you look online, that Instagram thing. By the way, did you guys see that?
Thing? That was awesome. Yeah, that was amazing.
It was cool, but like I didn't get like an instant notification of it. So like I saw it like hours later, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, now it's done. People were asking him, are you gonna come to Brazil?
Dude, are you coming here? No. That was hilarious.
I love that they were doing that. So funny.
So okay, so you said the highlight of the show for you was
Rolling on. I hate to be that guy. I know that's like
great.
picking the Red Ranger and shit, but like I
like the Red Ranger, man.
I like the Red Ranger. No, I like Tommy. Come on, bro. Tommy, Green Ranger. What are we doing?
You should, of course.
Come on, please.
That was so lame, like in hindsight, but it was tight back then.
Hell yeah.
My highlight.
That's not lame, bro.
I love how Ambrose introduced this. Yeah, a little bit. How Ambrose introduced. He goes, this one's a little bit of a slow burner. And they start playing loopholes. I said earlier, Oblivion might be my favorite.
Yeah,
that's the hardcore jam and the fucking crazy. Loopholes, that wacky, trippy music video, and just that cool little jammy vibe. Oh man, that's the one I didn't think they would play live, but I really had
in your back.
Yes, I was like, man, if you pull it out, that'd be amazing. It'd be great. Yes, so that was my highlight for sure.
That's a good highlight.
Smooth the soul.
It was lit. It
hit
was
that
lit
pen a few
sure.
times, man.
Yeah. I had my pen rolling too. I had it all hidden and shit because like that. I've been to venues out here where they don't allow you with it in.
Sometimes you don't know until you're literally at the front. They're like, okay, man, oops.
They don't. There's no signs. They don't tell anybody, and that's kind of the point. They're like, yeah, go back to your car, shitbag.
Yeah, because it's Los Angeles and everybody here drives, and
nobody drives when you're in the fucking city, asshole. Like everybody uses an Uber. You're gonna drink.
We're going to a concert.
Man.
Everybody's drinking, man.
Everybody's high. Everybody's you Uber. You Uber!
Parking is hell everywhere. Like, you're going to Uber, man.
There's millions of people in a tiny-ass little place. Yo, public transportation is the thing to do out here. Anyways, so I had my shit in my hidden wherever my body,
up his ass,
up my asshole, probably in my toes. One piece was in my toes, the other in my ass, just to get the fungus rolling.
The funk,
the whole funk together, and it was nice. It was
a nice little vibe, right?
It was a good vibe going on for sure, man.
We'll say to incorporate. I feel like a bad Murlocs fan because I want more of their records. I need more records. We're at Amoeba the other day for the King Gizzard signing. Yeah. They have just this is speaking to the nerds listening right now.
It was a bad situation, but yeah, go ahead.
No, they had they had a lot of stuff.
Tough situation for you to be in.
Tough.
I would say tough situation because they brought stuff over. They brought a bunch of records, and some of them
goodies, man.
Yeah, they brought goodies that happened to be super expensive. Online, okay,
exactly.
So this was the big turmoil for Brian in the store.
It was a great idea.
You saw a bunch of Murlocs albums, right?
They had Old Locomotive, they had Young Blindness, Man of Canada episode, of course, but the flightless versions. You know what I mean? Like fresh from the homeland, Aussie land, and $30.
And they got the seal on it and shit.
Bro, beautiful. It looks so nice.
Flightless seal, it's so nice. You know that shit's legit, and it's got the when I got Fishing for Fishies. It's a thick album, dude.
It feels good.
It's thick. It's
feels
old
right.
school. It's not like fucking cheaply pressed.
So nice. So nice.
And you could feel it when you pick up the Murlocs album. It's thick.
You know what I mean?
Same shit. It's thick.
So as a big fan, I would have loved to do it. But listen, we had to get an album to get to the signing. So I'm gonna spend $100-something here on a few records.
Some dude did. You see that guy in front of us?
Bro,
dude, he cleared that shit out, man. God damn, I was impressed. It's like, bro, what?
Yep. Yeah, man.
It's very impressive.
I mean, it was a good time to do it.
It was.
Good time to do it.
For sure. But the weird part is getting them to sign a Murlocs album because it's like...
that was the main debate, yeah.
You're not going to get Stu... you get them to do it, but it's like the two guys that have the littlest to do with it.
It's odd. It'd be odd.
Super weird. Super weird.
Yeah, man. Some by Stu and Eric from King Gizzard. What?
Huh?
And
even for you as a fan, that's not satisfying. That's not satisfying.
I had already pre-ordered the Fishing for Fishies.
Yeah.
So I got 12 Bar Brews. I didn't have it in the collection.
Right.
Perfect.
And because it was mandatory to buy something in order to see them.
Right. And that was their first album.
Yeah.
Technically their first album. So it's cool. That's a cool one to get signed.
For sure.
So rock and roll.
There you go. You did it.
Now hopefully we can meet Ambrose and Cook Dog and the rest of the boys.
And get them to sign,
a bunch of other stuff,
and
man.
And we sell it, dude. Okay?
Sell it on our Patreon page, Ad.
I thought about doing a giveaway. I don't know yet because having a signed giveaway for the cover of it, but I only got them to sign one thing, so I'd be giving you the thing that I have, and I don't know if I'd want to do that. I don't want to do that.
That's heavy, bro.
But they did give us a poster, and I feel like we could give away that.
It is a cool poster.
That is a good poster.
It's a very nice poster.
We'll figure that out. Wait.
We will, but listen, it's not looking good. You know what I mean?
It's not? Because if we gave...
It's not?
We should do a sticker giveaway or something like that.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, I can get behind that.
Okay, so what do you want to do that on? Where should they comment in order to get a sticker giveaway?
Right here.
Okay, yeah, comment on it.
Right here. On the good old Uncle Merle podcast, GizzVerse.
Yeah, but in the comment section, or they sending it to us, what are we doing?
But listen, both.
You put a
Contact your boys. We'll send you the goddamn sticker.
Okay, well, that's not so much of a giveaway as much as we're just giving you guys stickers.
Oh, okay. I understand what you're saying. My bad. Yeah. That's a very fair point, Tommy. I did not incorporate that. You're absolutely right.
Okay. The first 5 people to like and comment on the podcast at the same time and
at the exact same time.
Just put no, the first 5 or whatever. Just put hashtag sticker and then message me your address and then I'll go ahead and send you guys a sticker.
We'll come over. We'll have a few beers.
Please, if you guys are out of not in America, maybe donate $3 and then I'll send you some stickers because, dude, shit costs so much fucking money to send you guys out of the country. Shit, I did it a little bit and it was
funny expensive. Yeah,
it was so fucking expensive, bro. I tell dick jokes for a living. It's hard to fund that shit.
It's very difficult, man. Very difficult.
Mailing. Okay, so. We talked about the go-to albums. We talked about the goods and the bads. Did we talk about the bads? I don't think we talked
briefly about the bads. I just said not all their albums were perfect. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's a bad
It's not.
Few albums are.
It's like the Murlocs are a normal band in the sense that a normal successful band. They're good, successful. They're not like on the same triumphant level of King Gizzard. They're coming up at a normal rate from 2012 to where they are now. They're doing very nice.
Yes,
very nice,
and a strong little fan base within the GizzVerse and stuff.
A supportive fan base that'll buy merch and they'll buy albums and come out to see them when they're playing in their town.
Yeah, and I mean, and there's, I don't know, you with them you can't assume nowadays that, oh man, if you're you the Murlocs, oh yeah, so you're a huge King Gizzard fan. Like maybe yes, that could be the thing.
It could,
but that's also not the case, across the board. Mikey, our beautiful man that created our lovely GizzVerse logo, he messes with King Gizzard, but he likes the Murlocs way more.
Yeah.
He likes their sound a lot more. They sound different. He likes that old time night beats, like bands like that and stuff, kind of on that vibe. So...
Well, I mean, in their last album, Fishing for Fishies, you can definitely hear a prominent Murlocs influence.
So much harmonica
and the thing is when you have two members of the band that are in that are in the Murlocs that are also in King Gizzard, you're bound to have that connection come through somewhere in that sound significantly. And to be honest with you, there's a reason that somebody, Stu, Joey, Eric, I don't know who, decided, like, hey, we got to get with Ambrose and Cookmeister because those motherfuckers are dank. So, like,
we love them.
They respect their sound enough to be like, we want a part of that sound to be a part of our sound. So, you can, that bluesy influence, you can really hear that rockabilly type shit coming through prominently in this last album. And it sounds like a King Gizzard album produced by the Murlocs. Almost. And I don't want to talk out of line by any means because, somebody in the band might be like, nope, that's not how that went.
Not how that happened at all, dude.
At all. You're a fucking idiot. But it just sounded...
Stu played harmonica on this one.
But, I mean, the harmonica was fucking everywhere in it. Ambrose, even if he wasn't singing, it felt like he was just fronting that shit. You know what I mean?
Well, and it's cool because some people's critiques about previous King Gizzard, dude, what happened with Amber? Like, where's the harmonica in any of these songs, man? Like, what's going on? And but this was the perfect album for it. I don't think, it needs to be in every song on all their albums. This one was on point for it.
When they're playing these songs live, he's gonna be busting his ass playing the harmonica and playing the keys because there's a lot of synthesizer and then there's a lot of harmonica going in and out. It's gonna be buck.
It's gonna be very nice. Yeah,
I can't wait to see some of those songs live and in portion just because I want to see the highlight of Ambrose the way that we saw him play with the Murlocs.
Right.
I want him to come alive the way that he does when he plays Billabong Valley.
But even seeing Billabong a few times now, I feel like he doesn't rock that as hard as when he's with Uncle Merle.
The first time, no. You get, it's like a 10 to 15% that you get in verse of him with Murlocs. Now, do you think that's the guitar thing? Because in Murlocs, he's just singing.
Most of the time. He's just singing, yeah.
But even
I think that definitely has a taste to do with it.
When he's playing guitar, though, I don't know. I mean, I know you play a little bit of bass guitar, so you know a little bit.
Taste the bass.
Taste the bass, Dudley. He's not playing fucking... He's not doing fucking Eddie Vedder shit. You know what I mean? Like, he's keeping it pretty simple. Right, I'm not criticizing it. That's what that's what lead singers do. Right. Very rarely do you get a Stu that's fucking like... Also, he can do both. I don't know. Like, that doesn't come across all the time. But when he's up there playing guitar, he might be a little, it might be a harder guitar part for him, and he's just more focusing on it or whatever.
Could be a thing.
Could be a factor.
But also, like I mentioned earlier, I think a lot of it's just the maturation of Ambrose. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think as an older guy, as somebody who's now a vet in touring, you know, and making music, it's like you realize, like, bro, especially with the Murlocs, I'm the front dude, man. I'm the front dude, and I need to bring in heavy duty. And he really does. I love how he stepped up to the occasion. That was my complaint with Orb, to go back to that, was like they need that spark. I mean, the music, I'm saying that it doesn't sound bad, not at all. It sounds excellent live. Yeah. They just need to rock the shit out of it, you know? So, and the Murlocs have found out how to do that. I remember the first couple songs they played when we saw them live. It was good. It sounded real. Oh, they opened with Noble Soldier for the record, which is so cool, man. Like, what? That is awesome. I was very happy to see that because that could be a closer song, So I was really stoked with that. But But like song like 3, 4, they were in a full groove, man, where people, crowd surfing and all that fun stuff. You know what I mean? So it got buck. One of my highlights also in the show was Ambrose wearing that jacket, really cool jacket with patches everywhere. He turns around, takes off the jacket, and the back of the shirt says Uncle Merle. I was like, bro, that is so lit. This is badass.
It was very cool.
He did it on purpose. It was, he turned around, took off the jacket. I like the whole like garage rock. It's like, oh no, dude, it's whatever you want to call that. Like, no, it's no gimmicks. You're just rocking. Stuff like that's not a gimmick. I appreciate when a band gives me the show. Like, give me the badass, hard-ass music, but give me the spectacle also, It's cool. It shows your confidence on stage.
Go into that a little bit more, because I also agree with you. I think that the show is very important. I think...
Dude, give it to me.
The thing that separates King Gizzard is, like, how much effort they put into... having a guy design the shit behind them that is going right along with their music. Dude,
love you, Jason.
You don't even have to be that zooted or whatever, but man, if you're just vibing and you're moshing and shit, you're in the... And then out of nowhere, you look up and it's like, lightning! And then that strike of lightning that comes by. Bro, it is the shit, man.
Intense.
It is the shit. And it is so intentional. Give me the show.
Give me the show.
Give me the show.
And for your lead guy or whoever's involved to be doing that kind of stuff, Stu tongue out, eyes rolled back, the guitar just jamming, he does a little like thing to the side and everything, like it's almost like you could look at that as like a cocky thing because he's created that as his thing,
his image almost.
That's his image. There's pictures of him like that. It's one day kids will be wearing shirts of him bent over like that, with the guitar. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool. It adds like a certain stamp to your brand. And Ambrose is jamming as hard as he is right now. I love it, and I think we will see more of that in King Gizzard. I think they will only get nastier live.
If you had to say the best show that you saw live,
wow,
not just like band, but like the band putting on the show live, what would be that? I feel like I know the answer already because you've told me the answer, but I don't know. Maybe you've got a new answer at this point.
2, man, I feel like I really want to say 2. I would,
You can give me 2. I don't care.
Cool.
There's no rules.
I feel better about that.
There's no rules on this podcast.
Oh yeah, I
bro.
forgot. There ain't no rules.
How you forget? That's your rule.
100%. The Flaming Lips show.
Yeah,
at
there
Okeechobee.
It is.
I've mentioned this before. Blew my mind. Never seen such a live spectacle in my entire life.
Crazy.
Blew my mind. From a band that I like, the Flaming Lips. I've never loved them to pieces. I left that show loving them to pieces. Like,
because of the show.
Because of the show, it was dude. It was crazy, man. It was like magic. I've never felt that way after a show.
They made you feel something.
Something, bro.
Crazy, right?
Something, man. Yes, where my
and you feel them leaving a part of their heart on the fucking stage, man.
Bro, the place was glowing when they left, man.
So
weird.
It's awesome when a band can do that, or any performer, artist, whatever, can do that. They leave their heart and soul on that shit, and it's awesome.
They put a spell on that crowd like I've never seen before in my life. It was really interesting.
Who's the other one that you're going to put next to that?
I know, it's very tough, and this is my heart pick because it was such a spectacle of achievement to me. You know what I mean? It was King Gizzard Broadway, as I call it, the Desert Day set. The 90-minute Desert Day set from last year was perfect. It was the perfect journey. It's what put Jason Galea as the 8th member of King Gizzard, because it was a show, bro. Like that, the stage was big, huge screens, just doing nuts. We've talked about this in the podcast, but like it was just such a spectacle. They hit all their spots, all the GizzVerse. It was the GizzVerse wrapped up in 90 minutes. They call it their ultra set or their monster set. That's what they call it. It's like, that's really cool. As a fan, I appreciated it so heavy. It was very, very gnarly.
And it just so happened to be the night after Tame Impala got electrocuted off stage by the Lord of Lightning.
Came and shut that shit down, baby.
And then somebody else from us, the real Kings.
The real Kings, man.
The Princes, because the Kings, AC/DC, but the Princes of Australia.
Thunderstruck, man. Got thunderstruck that place, man.
Oh my God, dude, that is such a fucking that's a good story.
Damn, so AC/DC's got thunderstruck, and then King Gizzard's the Lord of Lightning.
Not a coincidence.
I love that correlation.
Not
That's
a coincidence,
so fun.
man.
Makes me adore that damn band.
Yeah,
both
dude.
of them.
Fucking awesome.
So good.
Fucking awesome, man. I mean, I really don't think we can do better than that.
Wait, hold on.
Do you have more to add to this podcast?
Got to. What was your favorite live performance, man?
My favorite live performance of all time?
I can just toss you mine.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
I loved it, man.
I'm going to have to give you two because one of mine's King Gizzard, and I feel like just because of the fan base, we have to give, like an alternative here like you did. Bro, you guys aren't going to like this one. I'm going to tell you that right now. You're going to hate this. Oh, man, I got it.
Ooh, man.
No, I'll give this one. I was going to give another one, but I'll give this one because you were there for it. I'm going to give the one that you were there for. Seeing John Mayer live blew my fucking mind away.
Did it really? I mean, I really enjoyed it, but it was like top notch there?
I didn't realize how, in order to understand that John Mayer is like an actual musician and artist and like a guitarist, you have to see him live. He's not.
The guy shreds, man.
You can't listen to his albums. I didn't think at the time I went there with a girl and Brian and like it wasn't like a dude setup or whatever. Like
your little brother too, right?
Yeah,
Chris
my little brother there. Low key smoked weed.
Want to join with him and shit. It's so good.
It real. And it was man, the guy ripped. He fucking ripped. And I
mean, funny you mentioned that. Guys might not like this or whatever. John Mayer now travels with Grateful Dead and shit, so I'm sure there's some GizzVerse podcast people like, yo, John Mayer, that dude's fronting Grateful Dead right now, so you know.
And he also used to before that he was going on tour with Dave Chappelle and playing with him on stage.
Pretty cool little setup, yeah.
Yeah, and he's banged the hottest chick from the '90s ever. So keeping it real. But live, they did the visuals were great. Him and just the endurance level of like, I'm going to give these guys a fucking show.
He did.
I've never seen an individual take ownership of a band like that where all the talent was coming from him. Everybody else was like, yeah, you're good, but like this dude smashes everybody that's on stage. And I don't mean that insultingly. I'm sure he had the best drummer that he could pay for, the best bassist he could pay for, and all that other shit. But fuck, man, that guy could play his ass off. It was, and the part of it. Damn, I'm like now my mind's going through this laundry list because one time I saw Godsmack live open up for Metallica. If you guys don't remember Godsmack, there I didn't go there to see him, but I happened to see them. You guys are like, God, how old is this guy? Godsmack, bro. Who the fuck is that? The Voodoo.
Yo, Voodoo's a rocker though, man.
Voodoo. Live fucking lit, dude. Anyways, they were like throwing the lead singer ended up getting on Lars Ulrich's drum set.
Yeah, good.
And then the drummer was on his drum set, and they were like fucking like half a football field away from each other. That's an exaggeration, I'm sure. But, like, they were throwing drumsticks at each other.
50 yards away.
And 20 yards away. Let's call it that. 20 yards. And catching the drumsticks in the air and playing the song perfectly. Like, nailing it. It was like, Godsmack? What the fuck?
This is Godsmack?
It was insane. It's like, how the fuck... Those are the two biggest times in my life where I was like blown away. Like I didn't go there expecting that out of those bands, and they blew my mind away at
love when that happens.
How good they were. It was fucking nuts. Those are the two I'm going to give you. The other one was King Gizzard one, Palladium. It was mind bending.
Palladium was absolutely mind bending.
The first time I saw them was, I mean, one of the most emotional like attachment times that I saw them. But Palladium was like, bro. This band is unbelievable.
It's a perfect show. It was amazing.
They thrusted everybody into chaos. It was fucking madness.
Forced it upon them.
Thousands of people. It was nuts.
And it's funny because like when you're in it, when you're in like the pit or what do you want to call it?
Oh, dude, we were in the front. It wasn't even the pit. We were in the fucking front, dude.
Loving it, dude.
We got there for Animal Kickers and the Fit for Biffers, and we fucking worked our way right up into the tippy top. And then we got pushed in the middle and then rattled our way back up into the front. It was madness.
That was the coolest gamma knife that I think I've seen maybe 6-7 times live now. And
honestly, it felt like a lot of people were seeing it for the first time. It felt like it was the first time for quite a few people in that venue, and it was extra lit because
electric.
Of that. Yeah, dude, for sure. Lord of Lightning. Wow, for a Murlocs episode, we sure are talking about other shit, but that's what we do on this podcast.
That's okay. We love it.
Come on, man. Live music. It's what's up.
If in casual conversation with somebody about King Gizzard, it is gonna jump. You know what I mean? So we try to bring the casual conversation.
How could it not?
How could it not?
The music jumps. The music jumps
much.
genre. You better be an ADD motherfucker if you're listening to this band. Otherwise, you're shit out of luck, duck.
Or it's going to take you like 5 years to listen to all their shit.
I don't know, man. I don't really have 5 years.
Hey.
So,
good outro.
Thank you guys so much for listening. This is the end of the podcast when the music comes on. We all start jamming a little bit. We all feel good, you know?
Real good.
If you guys are listening this far, that means you enjoyed some of it. So
you're a holy person. You're a great person.
Like, subscribe, share. If you got friends that listen to King Gizzard and don't know about this podcast, hey, man, let them know. If you guys don't know, I mean, Eric's cousin, he listens to the podcast.
Listen, so Eric said it himself, man.
If the cousin of the owner of Flightless Records listens to this podcast,
that's gotta be good.
Dude, if you're listening to this right now too, bro, fucking let us know that who you are, bro. We will fucking shout you out on this motherfucker, bro.
That guy drinks from the teat of Flightless, and he listens to our bottled stuff. Okay,
you are so know that, and we love everything that they're bringing to us. God damn it, and we're gonna keep doing these little mini offshoot episodes that are about parts of King Gizzard. So thanks a lot for listening, guys. Thanks. You
guys are amazing.
My name's Tommy O'Neill.
I'm Brian Centron.
Talk to you guys soon. Peace.
Love you.